They told you that aging was the end of vitality. That once you crossed 60, your body would slowly betray you. That intimacy, passion, even the joy of simple connection would fade quietly into the background. They were wrong. You're not done. Your body is not finished. And you are certainly not too old to feel alive, deeply, fully, beautifully alive. Welcome to the Elder Way. Today, we're not just talking about nutrition. We're talking about a quiet revolution happening in the bodies of seniors who refuse to accept that slowing down is the only path forward. This video might surprise you, move you, maybe even challenge some of what you've come to believe about aging. But one thing's for sure, if you stay with us until the end, you'll walk away with knowledge that could shift your entire experience of life after 60. Because there are 4 everyday fruits. Yes, fruits, that hold the key to improving your circulation, restoring your energy, and even reigniting the passion and closeness you thought belonged to your younger years. And no, this isn't about taking pills, scheduling surgeries, or trying expensive, uncomfortable therapies. This is about working with your body, not against it. Let's begin at the root of the issue. What really changes after 60, and why so many seniors struggle with intimacy, energy, and connection. Aging isn't a failure. It's not something to fight, it's something to understand. Let's be honest, something changes when we reach our 60s. We wake up a little stiffer. The energy that used to carry us through the day starts running out by mid-afternoon. Maybe we notice a decline in libido. Maybe intimacy starts to feel like a distant memory. Maybe we feel disconnected not only from our partners, but from our own bodies. But why does this happen? Most of it comes down to blood flow. Your circulation is the lifeline of your body. Every organ, every muscle, every nerve, every part of your physical experience relies on oxygen-rich blood reaching it consistently. And with age, that process naturally begins to slow. The arteries begin to stiffen. Hormones decline. Inflammation sneaks in. The heart still beats strong, but the message it sends takes longer to reach the places that once responded so quickly. This isn't your fault. It's biology. But biology isn't destiny. The hidden cost of poor circulation after 60. Poor circulation doesn't always scream its arrival. It whispers. Maybe it starts as cold hands and feet, a tingling in the legs, a slight fogginess in the brain, fatigue that doesn't make sense, and, quietly, a drop in desire or responsiveness in the bedroom. But here's what no one tells you. Intimacy doesn't decline because of age itself. It declines because blood flow slows, hormones shift, and stress rises, and we're told to accept it like it's some unchangeable fact of life. That's a lie. What if I told you that restoring your circulation can actually restore your confidence, your energy, even your connection, not just physically, but emotionally too? Because it can. And we're going to show you how. Why pills aren't always the answer. In today's world, when something stops working, we're trained to reach for a pill. Low energy. Take a stimulant. Low desire. Take a hormone. Poor circulation. Take a drug that forces your blood vessels open. But here's the problem. These fixes often come with side effects, headaches, dizziness, increased heart rate, dependency. And worse, they don't actually heal. They mask symptoms. You weren't born deficient in synthetic medication. Your body doesn't crave chemicals. It craves balance. The human body, especially after 60, isn't broken. It's simply asking for the right support. It wants to feel again, to move, to connect. And that's where nature steps in. Nature's secret allies, fruits that heal from within. Fruit isn't just healthy. For older adults, certain fruits act like natural medicine. Not in the sense of a quick fix, but in the way they nourish the systems that have slowly started to wear down. Some fruits are rich in compounds that increase nitric oxide in the blood, helping vessels expand and relax. Lower inflammation, the root of most age-related decline. Stimulate hormone production naturally. Improve sleep and lower stress, both essential for intimacy. Restore sensitivity and energy where it matters most. And here's the beautiful part. These fruits are not exotic or expensive. You've seen them before. Maybe they're in your kitchen right now. But you've never thought of them this way. Over the next few sections, I'll walk you through each of these 4 fruits, one by one, explaining not just what they do, but how to incorporate them into your life so you feel the difference. Because yes, this is about improving circulation. But it's also about reclaiming you. The emotional side of aging no one talks about. Behind every physical symptom is an emotional one. When intimacy declines, it's not just about the body, it's about confidence, identity, partnership. Many older adults begin to feel invisible, like their desires no longer matter. Some quietly grieve the loss of connection. Others carry shame, thinking they're the only ones who feel this way. Let me tell you something that might comfort you. You are not alone. Thousands of seniors, men and women, experience this exact struggle. And many of them have turned it around. Not through radical change, but through small, intentional choices. Like fruit. Because when you support your body's internal systems, your external life begins to shift too. You sleep better, move easier, feel more present. And slowly, that spark returns, not in a dramatic explosion, but like a sunrise, quiet, steady, and undeniably powerful. A new way forward. This video isn't about hype. It's about hope. If you're watching this, it means something inside you is ready. Ready to feel better. Ready to reconnect with your partner, your body, your purpose. Ready to believe that the second half of life might be more fulfilling than the first. We're not promising miracles, but we are promising something real. And it begins with 4 fruits. In the next section, we'll reveal the first fruit on our list. A fruit so powerful it's been shown to improve blood vessel flexibility, boost nitric oxide, and restore sensation in both men and women. And chances are, it's sitting in your refrigerator right now. Stay with us. This is just the beginning. Let's begin with a fruit that might seem almost too ordinary to matter. The kind you see in grocery store aisles every week. The kind you toss into a bowl absent-mindedly or pass around at family gatherings. But hidden beneath that familiar skin lies a quiet power, one that could transform your circulation, your energy, and even your intimate life after 60. I'm talking about red grapes. Not supplements. Not powders. Just real, ripe, juicy red grapes. You may be wondering, what could possibly be so special about grapes? Let's uncover the truth together. Red grapes and the secret within, resveratrol. Inside the vibrant skin of red grapes is a natural compound called resveratrol. And while it may sound like something out of a science textbook, resveratrol is a humble yet powerful ally in the aging process. Here's what it does. Relaxes blood vessels, improving overall circulation. Boosts nitric oxide, which enhances blood flow to the heart, brain, muscles, and intimate areas. Fights oxidative stress, which causes the stiffening and damage of arteries over time. Supports healthy blood pressure, reducing strain on the heart. These benefits aren't abstract. They show up in your real life. Let me paint a picture. The cold feet, the distant touch. Imagine you're sitting on the edge of the bed one evening. Your partner is nearby, but things have changed. Not dramatically, but subtly. You feel colder at night. Less responsive. Less inclined to reach out or receive touch. It's not a lack of love, it's your body pulling away. Quietly. Physically. What's happening? Your blood flow has slowed. The tiny capillaries in your extremities and pelvic region, once thriving with oxygen-rich blood, have narrowed. They're not broken, just restricted. That restriction affects everything. Your warmth. Your energy. Your ability to feel pleasure. Your ability to connect. And this is where red grapes come in. Not with force, but with nourishment. Red grapes and intimacy after 60. For men, red grapes can be revolutionary. Resveratrol helps improve erectile function by increasing nitric oxide, the compound responsible for relaxing smooth muscle in the penis. This allows more blood to flow, more fully and more sustainably, leading to stronger, longer-lasting erections, without the side effects of pills. And unlike quick-fix medications that work for a moment, red grapes work with your body, improving vascular health over time. The result? More natural arousal. More spontaneity. Less pressure. For women, the benefits are just as profound. Improved circulation in the pelvic region can enhance sensitivity, ease dryness, and make physical closeness more comfortable and enjoyable. But beyond function, there's a deeper impact: emotional reconnection. When you begin to feel again, truly feel, your sense of identity, confidence, and closeness starts to return. I've watched it happen countless times. A real story from my practice. A woman named Diane, in her early 70s, came to me after struggling in silence for years. Her words still echo in my mind. "I love my husband. I do. But I don't feel anything anymore. Not physically. Not emotionally. I feel like I'm fading away." Together, we made small changes. Nothing dramatic. We introduced daily servings of red grapes, just a small bowl in the morning or early evening. A few weeks later, Diane returned with tears in her eyes. "I feel warm again," she whispered. "Not just in my hands and feet. But here," she said, placing a hand over her heart. It wasn't magic. It was circulation. Nourishment. The slow, steady return of flow. How to use red grapes for maximum benefit. If you want to make red grapes a part of your healing journey, here's how to do it right. Choose the right type. Look for dark red or purple grapes. These contain the highest levels of resveratrol, especially when eaten with the skin on. Go organic if possible. Grapes are often sprayed with pesticides. Organic varieties ensure cleaner nourishment. Eat them whole, skin and all. Don't peel them. The skin contains the most potent compounds. Daily dosage. Aim for 1 cup per day. You can eat them alone, mix them into oatmeal, or freeze them as a sweet treat. Consistency over quantity. More isn't always better. What matters is consistency. A small, daily dose over time will yield real results. What you may start to notice. Within 2 to 4 weeks, many people report warmer extremities, better stamina during the day, improved erectile strength, increased sensation and comfort during intimacy, a greater sense of presence and confidence. It's subtle at first. Then one day, you wake up and realize you feel good again. Not young. Not like you used to. But good right now. What science has to say. If you're someone who values evidence, and I encourage that, here are a few quick facts from respected studies. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that men with higher resveratrol intake showed significant improvement in erectile function without side effects. A 2018 review from Frontiers in Pharmacology highlighted resveratrol's ability to increase nitric oxide, reduce oxidative stress, and improve vascular response, particularly in older adults. Studies have also linked resveratrol with improved brain function, reduced inflammation, and protection against age-related diseases, all of which contribute to better intimacy and energy levels. In other words, red grapes don't just help one area, they help your whole system. The emotional reset. This isn't just about better circulation. It's about believing in your body again. When you commit to small, natural choices like adding red grapes to your routine, you send a signal to your brain and your heart. I am worth taking care of. This chapter of my life matters. I am still capable of connection, of warmth, of desire. It's not the grapes alone. It's what they represent: hope, healing, and the quiet power of consistency. Let's be honest. Adding fruit to your routine won't solve every challenge in life. But it might just be the spark that reignites something you thought was gone forever. Because when your blood flows freely, when your vessels are open, when your hormones begin to balance, something inside you wakes up. You don't need a new body. You just need to remind the one you have of what it's still capable of. And red grapes? They're one of the kindest, most effective reminders you could give yourself. In the next section, we'll explore the second fruit, one that does more than just help circulation. It protects. It cleanses. It defends your most vulnerable systems and supports your body in ways you've never imagined. Get ready to meet the kidney guardian. Let's keep going. Some fruits heal you. Others protect you. And a few, like cranberries, do both, with quiet strength and unwavering purpose. Cranberries are small, tart, often overlooked. Most people think of them once a year, buried in sauce next to turkey on a holiday plate. But for seniors, especially those over 60, cranberries may be one of the most powerful allies you've never truly considered. Because in the second half of life, there's one system whose quiet decline causes more trouble than most people realize: the kidneys. And when your kidneys falter, so does your intimacy. Let me explain. Why kidney health is key to energy and desire. Your kidneys do far more than filter waste. They regulate your blood pressure. They manage fluid levels. They control the balance of hormones that impact your mood, your blood flow, and yes, even your sexual response. When kidneys begin to decline, as they often do slowly with age, your entire system takes a hit. You might feel more fatigued, more bloated, more disconnected from your body. For many men, reduced kidney function means weaker erections and less endurance. For many women, it leads to pelvic inflammation, dryness, and increased discomfort during intimacy. But these symptoms don't scream. They whisper. And too many seniors learn to live with the discomfort quietly, believing it's just part of aging. It's not. Cranberries offer a gentle but powerful counter to this decline. The hidden science of cranberries. What makes cranberries so special isn't just their color or tart flavor. It's their unique composition of proanthocyanidins, a group of antioxidants that protect and repair the urinary system, reduce inflammation, and enhance blood vessel integrity. Here's what that means for you. Fewer urinary tract infections, UTIs. Reduced pelvic inflammation. Better blood flow to the lower body. More comfort and responsiveness during intimacy. Greater kidney filtration capacity, leading to more energy and less toxic buildup in the body. Think of cranberries as tiny protectors, quietly reinforcing your body's foundations so that connection, physical, emotional, intimate, feels possible again. A story of quiet suffering. I once worked with a couple, married for nearly 45 years. They came to me not for intimacy advice, but for what the husband described as chronic discomfort in his wife. She was in her late 60s, gentle and soft-spoken. For years she had suffered from recurring UTIs, pelvic pain, and a growing reluctance to be close, not because she didn't want to, but because it hurt. They'd tried creams, antibiotics, even therapy. Nothing worked long-term. Until we looked inward. Literally. We started her on a daily regimen of unsweetened cranberry juice and dried cranberries in her morning oats. 3 weeks later, she returned, with her husband. There were no fireworks. No dramatic confessions. Just a simple moment. She smiled and said, "I feel like my body isn't fighting me anymore." Sometimes, that's all we need. To stop the internal war. To feel peace in our own skin. The male perspective, energy and endurance. For men, cranberries' benefits go far beyond urinary comfort. By reducing systemic inflammation and protecting kidney function, cranberries support 2 pillars of sexual health. Healthy blood pressure. Strong nitric oxide production. Both are critical for achieving and maintaining an erection. One man in his 70s told me, after adding cranberry juice to his diet for just 1 month, "It's like my body remembered how to work again." Nothing forced, just responsive. He didn't change anything else. No new medications. No heavy supplements. Just 1 glass a day. Why? Because when the kidneys work efficiently, toxins are flushed, blood pressure stabilizes, and the heart doesn't have to strain. That means more energy, more circulation, and better stamina, in and out of the bedroom. How cranberries support hormonal balance. Here's something few people know. Kidney function is closely tied to hormone regulation, especially aldosterone, which helps manage blood volume and pressure, and erythropoietin, which affects oxygen levels in the blood. When these hormones are off balance, the whole body feels it. You might experience brain fog, low libido, difficulty maintaining arousal, increased irritability or anxiety, trouble sleeping. Cranberries help restore that hormonal rhythm, not aggressively, like a prescription drug, but gently, through better kidney function and improved vascular health. When your blood is clean, your hormones balance. When your hormones balance, your desire returns. How to use cranberries properly. Now let's get practical. If you want to experience these benefits, here's how to add cranberries to your life without making it complicated. 1. Drink unsweetened cranberry juice daily. Look for 100% pure, unsweetened cranberry juice, not cocktail blends with added sugar. Start with 4 to 6 ounces in the morning. If the flavor is too strong, dilute with water or mix into a smoothie. 2. Add dried cranberries to meals. Toss a handful into your oatmeal, yogurt, or salad. Choose low-sugar or naturally sweetened varieties. 3. Try frozen cranberries in cooking. Add them to baked dishes or stews for a tart kick and hidden nutrition. 4. Be consistent. Aim for daily inclusion, not occasional binges. Effects are cumulative, not instant. When will you notice a difference? Most people begin to notice subtle shifts within 2 to 4 weeks. Fewer bathroom trips at night. Less pelvic discomfort or pressure. Warmer hands and feet from better circulation. More mental clarity. Gentle return of desire. The most common report I hear: I feel lighter. Not in weight, but in tension. As if the body has unclenched. What the research shows. Cranberries have been studied extensively for their effect on urinary and kidney health. A 2019 review in Advances in Nutrition found that daily cranberry consumption reduced the recurrence of urinary tract infections in older adults by over 40%. Studies in nutrition journals show that cranberry juice can reduce markers of inflammation and improve endothelial function, which supports healthy circulation. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition links cranberry polyphenol to improved kidney filtration rates, especially in seniors with early-stage decline. This is not theory. This is reality, backed by science, confirmed by experience. Emotional healing through physical relief. Sometimes, the path to emotional intimacy starts with removing physical barriers. If you've experienced chronic discomfort, pelvic pain, or frequent urinary issues, you know how draining it can be, physically and emotionally. You may begin to avoid touch. Withdraw from your partner. Feel embarrassment or shame that your body is no longer cooperating. But you are not broken. You are healing. And cranberries can help you reclaim not just comfort, but closeness. Imagine leaning into your partner again, without hesitation. Not because everything is perfect, but because your body no longer feels like the enemy. That is possible. And it begins with something as simple as a fruit. A word of encouragement. There's something incredibly empowering about reclaiming your health through natural means. It reminds you that healing doesn't always come in a bottle or prescription. Sometimes it comes in a berry. A choice. A commitment to take care of the body that's carried you through decades of living, loving, and learning. You don't need to become a health guru. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to start, and keep going. A glass of juice in the morning. A sprinkle of dried berries at lunch. A decision to believe that your body is still capable of pleasure, peace, and presence. Because it is. In the next section, we'll introduce the third fruit, one that's often associated with tropical vacations but has profound effects on testosterone, circulation, and physical energy. A fruit that helps you remember how it feels to wake up ready, alive, and connected to your own strength. Let's talk about papaya, the energy awakener. There are certain fruits that nourish, others that protect. And then there's papaya, a fruit that awakens something inside you that may have felt dormant for years. There's a reason this golden orange fruit has been cherished across tropical regions for centuries. It's not just because of its sweet taste or silky texture. It's because papaya has a remarkable ability to revitalize the body from the inside out. If you've been feeling drained, if you wake up more tired than rested, if you've lost the physical spark you once carried with ease, papaya may be the missing piece in your routine. Let's dive into the energy you forgot you had, and how this simple fruit can help you reclaim it. Why energy declines after 60, and how it affects everything. You've likely heard the phrase, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." It's one of the most common expressions among adults in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. But what does that really mean? It means waking up feeling heavy, struggling to complete daily tasks, losing interest in things that once brought joy, feeling a general fogginess that no nap seems to fix, not having the strength or the confidence to be physically intimate. Many seniors believe this is simply aging, but in reality, much of it comes down to hormonal imbalance, poor nutrient absorption, and chronic inflammation, all things that papaya can help address. The nutritional power of papaya. Papaya isn't just a fruit, it's a powerhouse. Here's what you'll find in just one serving. Vitamin C boosts immune function and supports collagen production for skin, blood vessels, and connective tissue. Vitamin A supports vision, skin regeneration, and hormone balance. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that supports heart and reproductive health. Folate, essential for blood cell production and cellular repair. Potent enzymes like papain, which aid digestion and reduce gut inflammation. Lycopene, a compound that supports prostate health and protects against oxidative stress. But that's just the beginning. What truly sets papaya apart is its impact on hormonal vitality, especially for men and women navigating the shifts that come with age. Papaya and male vitality, a natural testosterone boost. Testosterone isn't just about masculinity, it's about energy, focus, motivation, and physical connection. And as men age, testosterone levels decline naturally. That decline can lead to decreased libido, lower stamina, loss of muscle tone, emotional flatness, poor erection quality. Now, here's where papaya shines. While it doesn't contain testosterone, papaya supports the internal systems that regulate it. It improves liver detoxification, allowing hormones to rebalance. Its antioxidants reduce oxidative stress on the endocrine system. The rich enzyme profile supports gut health, which is closely tied to hormonal stability. It enhances blood flow, especially to the pelvic region, by improving nitric oxide activity and vascular flexibility. One man in his late 60s, let's call him Frank, told me this after just 2 weeks of adding papaya to his breakfast. "I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like I'm 20 years younger, at least in the morning." And the beautiful thing, there were no pills, no hormones, just fruit and commitment. Papaya's role in female rejuvenation. Papaya isn't just for men. Women benefit just as deeply, often in more subtle but just as powerful ways. As estrogen begins to drop in the postmenopausal years, many women experience vaginal dryness, lower libido, difficulty becoming aroused, pain or discomfort during intimacy, increased stress and reduced resilience. Papaya supports women's health by enhancing estrogen regulation, thanks to its balance of vitamins and enzymes, improving blood flow to the pelvic area, supporting comfort and sensation, easing digestive inflammation, which often contributes to hormone disruption, nourishing the adrenal glands, which regulate cortisol and stress hormones. It's not about reversing menopause. It's about working with your body, not against it, to restore your sense of balance, comfort, and inner vitality. Reconnecting with your energy. Here's something to consider. The way we feel in our bodies directly impacts how we show up in our relationships. When you feel exhausted, bloated, or foggy, you pull away from your partner, from connection, from life itself. Papaya helps reverse that withdrawal. It doesn't just nourish your tissues, it wakes them up. It reminds your body what flow, warmth, and presence feel like again. One couple, married for over 40 years, told me this. "We didn't think we'd ever feel that spark again. But now, we talk more. We hold hands. We look at each other again." That's what real energy does. It reconnects you with life, with love, with yourself. How to use papaya in your daily life. Papaya is delicious. But to get the most benefit, you'll want to use it consistently and properly. 1. Fresh is best. Choose ripe papayas. They should be yellow-orange and slightly soft to the touch. Cut in half, remove the seeds, and scoop the flesh with a spoon. 2. Morning is powerful. Eating papaya in the morning allows your body to absorb its enzymes and nutrients on an empty stomach, aiding digestion and energy for the day. 3. Pair with protein. Add a spoonful of Greek yogurt, chia seeds, or walnuts for a more complete breakfast that fuels hormones and repairs tissue. 4. Avoid overprocessing. Avoid canned or overly processed papaya products with added sugars. If using in smoothies, blend fresh papaya with other antioxidant-rich ingredients like spinach or ginger. When will you notice a shift? Most seniors report feeling a difference in energy levels within 1 to 2 weeks, improved digestion and reduced bloating after 3 to 5 days, enhanced intimacy and arousal within 3 to 4 weeks, better morning alertness and motivation by week 2 or 3. These aren't transformations that shout. They whisper. But over time, those whispers grow louder. I feel clearer. I feel more like myself. I feel ready again. The science behind papaya's impact. Let's back this with real evidence. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Food Biochemistry found that papaya extract reduced oxidative stress and improved testosterone regulation in aging male mice, suggesting potential human benefit. Research in the Asian Pacific Journal of Tropical Biomedicine confirmed that papaya enzymes aid digestion, improve circulation, and enhance absorption of nutrients that support hormonal function. Additional studies note that papaya consumption is linked to improved gut microbiome health, which influences everything from mood to libido to metabolism. In short, papaya doesn't just feed you, it fortifies you. A simple fruit, a powerful message. Sometimes the simplest actions are the most radical. Cutting a papaya each morning. Choosing nourishment over neglect. Giving your body the fuel it needs to remember what vitality feels like. You may not realize it yet, but by choosing papaya, you're choosing to show up fully again. Not just for your health, but for your relationship, for your purpose, for the life that still stretches wide open ahead of you. In our final fruit segment, we'll explore the most surprising one yet, cherries. A fruit that nourishes your sleep, restores your hormonal rhythms, and helps you feel emotionally and physically connected in ways you thought were long gone. It's time to rediscover intimacy in its deepest form. Let's talk about the final piece of this healing quartet. There's something poetic about cherries. Their deep crimson color. Their soft, velvety skin. The way they ask you to slow down, to savor each bite. They aren't the loudest fruit, but they are, perhaps, the most intimate. And as it turns out, that quality isn't just symbolic, it's biological. Because cherries contain a powerful blend of compounds that do more than nourish your body. They calm your mind, balance your hormones, and open the door to connection in ways that synthetic solutions simply can't match. If you've felt emotionally distant, if physical intimacy has become awkward or absent, if you miss the comfort, the warmth, the closeness you once shared with your partner, cherries may be your quiet invitation back. Why intimacy fades, and how to gently bring it back. Let's talk honestly about something many couples face after 60, the emotional gap. You love each other. You've been through life together. But somewhere along the way, the hugs grew shorter. The silences grew longer. And the bedroom became less about passion and more about sleep. This isn't about failure. It's about change. The truth is, intimacy requires biology, and biology shifts with age. Circulation declines. Hormones waver. Sleep becomes shallow. And the stress of daily life doesn't always stop, even when we slow down. That's why cherries matter. They're not just good for you. They help rebuild the very foundation of intimacy. Blood flow. Hormonal balance. Nervous system regulation. Sleep quality. Emotional openness. Let's unpack how. The power of anthocyanins, cherries, and circulation. The rich red color of cherries comes from compounds called anthocyanins, antioxidants known for their ability to reduce inflammation in blood vessels, support nitric oxide production, enhancing blood flow, protect vascular health, especially in small capillaries in the brain, heart, and pelvic region. For men, this means improved erection quality without the harsh effects of medications. Blood can move freely into the areas where desire is expressed, so responsiveness increases naturally. For women, better circulation means enhanced pelvic sensitivity, less dryness, and more comfort during physical closeness. That means connection becomes not only possible, but pleasurable again. But cherries don't stop there. The sleep intimacy connection, cherries and melatonin. Here's something most people overlook. Good intimacy starts with good sleep. When you're well rested, your stress hormones lower. Your reproductive hormones rise. Your mood stabilizes. Your emotional availability increases. And cherries are one of the few fruits that naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep cycle. By improving your ability to fall and stay asleep, cherries help restore hormonal rhythms that are critical for intimacy. That means more natural energy in the morning, better mood regulation throughout the day, decreased anxiety about physical performance, greater openness to closeness, physical and emotional. One woman in her early 70s told me, "It wasn't just about sex. It was that we finally started holding hands again. We sat closer on the couch. We laughed more. I think it started when I stopped feeling so tired all the time." That's what sleep does. That's what cherries give back. The hormonal symphony, cherries and balance. Beyond melatonin, cherries support a delicate hormonal symphony inside your body. Estrogen and testosterone, cherries reduce inflammation that disrupts production and receptor sensitivity for both hormones. Cortisol, cherries help lower cortisol, your stress hormone, which is often elevated in seniors and suppresses libido. Insulin, cherries help regulate blood sugar, which in turn stabilizes energy and mood. This kind of gentle balancing is especially important after 60, when hormone levels aren't just lower, they're also more reactive to stress, poor sleep, and inflammation. By creating a more stable internal environment, cherries allow desire to emerge naturally, not forced or fabricated. How to use cherries for intimacy and sleep. Cherries are as flexible as they are delicious. Here's how to make them part of your routine. 1. Fresh or frozen, both work. When in season, choose dark red, organic cherries. In off-seasons, use frozen cherries. They retain their nutrients and are great for smoothies or oatmeal. 2. Eat them in the evening. 1 cup of cherries about an hour before bed can enhance sleep quality thanks to the natural melatonin. 3. Pair with healthy fats. Combine with nuts, chia pudding, or full-fat yogurt to support hormone production and increase satisfaction. 4. Try tart cherry juice, unsweetened. Just 4 to 6 ounces can be a powerful sleep aid and hormone stabilizer. Make sure it's 100% tart cherry, not a sweetened cocktail blend. What to expect? Real changes over time. Most people begin noticing the effects of cherry consumption within 1 to 2 weeks. Falling asleep faster. Waking up less during the night. Feeling more rested and emotionally available during the day. Less pelvic discomfort during intimacy. A softer, more connected energy between partners. It's not dramatic. It's not cinematic. But it's real. You'll feel it in the way your body responds. In the way your partner looks at you. In the way you begin to see yourself again. A story of rediscovery. I remember a man, let's call him Albert, who came to me after losing his wife of 40 years. He wasn't looking for intimacy. He was looking for reconnection with himself, with the feeling of being alive. He was 71. Tired. Flat. Lonely. We talked about routines, and eventually, I suggested something simple. Start eating cherries before bed. Not because they'll fix everything, but because they'll help you sleep. And you'll need energy to begin again. He did. Months later, he came back. He had joined a community group. Reconnected with an old friend. Started walking every morning. He even shared that he had begun seeing someone new. "I'm not young," he said, "but I feel ready for life again." And it all started with a cherry and a little hope. The emotional rebirth of intimacy. When you start sleeping well, when your blood flows easily, when your hormones begin to sing again, even softly, something beautiful happens. You stop holding your breath. You stop shrinking away. You stop apologizing for your needs. And instead, you show up. Not as who you were, but as who you are now, wiser, stronger, open. Cherries help you do that. Not with drama. Not with fanfare. But with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they're still worthy of love, touch, and connection. Final thoughts before we wrap this fruit journey. We've now explored 4 simple fruits. Red grapes, the flow restorer. Cranberries, the kidney guardian. Papaya, the energy awakener. Cherries, the intimacy booster. Each one carries its own gift. Each one speaks to a part of you that deserves healing. And together, they offer a gentle, powerful path back to vitality. But we're not done yet. In our final section, we'll put it all together. How to build a daily rhythm that supports intimacy after 60. Mistakes to avoid. How to measure your progress. And one final mindset shift that could transform not just your health, but your entire second half of life. Let's bring it all together. You've made it this far, and that already says something important about you. You're not just interested in change, you're ready for it. You've learned how red grapes can restore your flow, how cranberries protect your kidneys and urinary health, how papaya rekindles your energy and hormonal balance, and how cherries gently bring back sleep, rhythm, and emotional connection. But now comes the part that makes all the difference. Integration. Because knowledge without action is like a seed that never gets planted. Let's turn what you've learned into something you live, easily, sustainably, and in a way that fits your lifestyle. Your new daily rhythm, the fruit-fueled foundation. You don't need to change everything. You don't need to give up your favorite meals or take drastic steps. You just need to make room for healing. Here's a sample rhythm you can try. Morning routine. Start your day with papaya. Cut half a ripe papaya, scoop out the seeds, and enjoy it plain or with a spoonful of Greek yogurt. This energizes your digestive system, balances hormones, and sets the tone for clarity and connection. Drink water with a handful of red grapes. These grapes begin gently opening your blood vessels and supporting circulation from the start. Midday boost. Add cranberries to your lunch. A salad with a small handful of unsweetened dried cranberries. Or even a warm bowl of oats with berries, nuts, and a little cinnamon. Stay hydrated. Your kidneys need water to flush toxins and support all the benefits cranberries offer. Evening wind down. Snack on cherries or drink tart cherry juice. About 1 cup of fresh/frozen cherries or 4 to 6 ounces of unsweetened juice about an hour before bed. This promotes restful sleep and emotional restoration. Stretch or walk with your partner. Physical movement supports blood flow, but more importantly, it invites connection, even without words. 4 mistakes to avoid on this journey. These fruits are powerful, but how you use them matters. Avoiding these common traps will help you stay consistent and get real results. 1. Thinking more is better. Overloading your body with too much fruit too quickly can lead to blood sugar spikes or digestive issues. Stick to 1 serving of each fruit per day, spaced throughout your routine. 2. Buying the wrong kind. Avoid heavily processed versions like sweetened cranberry juice cocktail, canned papaya in syrup, cherry pie filling. Always choose fresh, frozen, or 100% unsweetened products. 3. Expecting overnight transformation. These aren't drugs, they're food. Healing takes time. The magic of these fruits comes from consistent use, not a single dose. Give yourself at least 3 to 4 weeks before judging results. 4. Focusing only on the physical. This journey is about more than just erections, sensitivity, or stamina. It's about feeling present, connected, and alive again. Celebrate every step, better sleep, clearer thinking, more confidence, just as much as the physical returns. How to know it's working? Sometimes, change is subtle. Here are the signs that your body is responding, even before the big results arrive. Warmer hands and feet. Better digestion. Fewer nighttime bathroom visits. More emotional openness. Improved sleep and dreaming. A renewed interest in closeness. A sense of optimism returning. Each of these whispers is your body saying, I remember how to feel good again. A final word, this is just the beginning. Let me say something directly, from one human being to another. You are not too old. You are not too late. And you are not broken. You've carried your body through decades of living. Through the ups and downs of love. Through stress, loss, joy, routine, and everything in between. Now, it's time to turn inward. Not because you're trying to fix something, but because you deserve to feel strong, connected, and free in the time you have ahead. These fruits, red grapes, cranberries, papaya, and cherries, aren't just food. They're a daily decision to nourish yourself, to honor your body, to rediscover the spark that never fully disappeared. It just needed permission to return. What if you started today? What would happen if, instead of saying, maybe next week, you walked into your kitchen today, cut open a papaya, and said, this is for me, for my joy, for my future? What would change if you shared grapes with your partner after dinner? If you made a ritual out of cherry juice before bed? If you looked in the mirror and said, "There is still more ahead for me," I believe there is. And now, you've got a path to follow. Simple, sustainable, real. So start small. Start today. Because the next chapter of your life might be the most connected, passionate, and joyful one yet. If this video gave you hope, insight, or even a moment of encouragement, please take a second to leave a comment below. Share one fruit you're going to start with. Or simply type, "I'm ready." We read every reply, and you never know who your words might inspire. And if you haven't already, tap subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because here at the Elder Way, we believe your best days aren't behind you. They're still unfolding. And it all begins with something as simple as a piece of fruit.